Hey guys, Batjack JW here. We got kind of an interesting firearm, one that is rather rare actually. It's an AJ Ordnance. This is a 45 ACP. This is designed by Alexander James, okay, and was also on behalf of the Frank S. Thomas Jr. That's kind of why it also has Thomas on it. All right. 45 caliber. Let's I'm gonna go ahead and leave the magazine in, but we're gonna go ahead and rack the slide back because it's easier to do this because it's kind of an interesting gun. It's got a delayed blowback system. All right, now I'll show you. If you push on this grip back here, you see on the frame, it locks it up into the slide. Okay, so if I'm gripping it the way you would normally try to do this, you can see I can't get that slide open. All right, so you gotta kind of hold it without doing gripping the back of it and pull the slide back, and there you can see we're not loaded. All right, the magazine is kind of different because it's a modified Colt. I think like a Colt Agent magazine, and what I mean by modified is you can see actually here where they cut another groove into it. Now I don't know if this magazine is original to the gun or somebody just made it for it. It's kind of crude. You can see somebody ground on it, but anyway, let's get rid of that. What does this gun kind of feel like, look like? It is really like a beefy Walther PPK. If you can imagine, if Walther PPK was in 45 ACP, this is what it would feel like. So again, that kind of a weird feature there. It's a double action only. I believe they did not make very many of these things. I think they made around 600 or so. They did not make very many. They did not manufacture them very long. So if they only pumped out 600, definitely it was not in production very long. I believe it was from 77 to 78, and that was it. And I think it went down because of a lawsuit. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but anyway, yes, it's a double action only. It does have a magazine disconnect, so I have to put the magazine back in there again and just make sure. But here, get you a good look at this. Yeah, it's got a stiff trigger. It really does. It's a real stiff. Again, you know, that could be definitely because of the delayed blowback. This one here, it's got a little chip out of the grip, so they actually are rather collectible and kind of expensive. I did see one go on an auction. I think they sold it for $1,600. I'm not joking. So kind of expensive there. See, again, just trying to get that slide back and dealing around with that safety thing. So all right, so what I'm gonna do, I just kind of give you a nice little look at it here before we take it down, because it's kind of a strange takedown on it. This one's old and it's not in the greatest shape, but it's still here. It's figured I'd show it as a piece of history here for the channel. It's never really got to check one of these out. You can see that how that works. That's part of its delayed blowback system. Not the greatest sights. Kind of reminds me of an old 1911 A1 sight or something from World War II. All right, so how do we take this gun apart? Now, forgive me, I'm probably going to fumble around with it quite a bit because it's kind of a bugger. You got these tabs on the back here. Okay, you see them? You got to kind of push those in, and it lifts off much like a Walther PPK. In fact, it's a barrel fixed, you know, the frame is whatever they call it, the fixed frame. It's all intact there, like a Walther PPK. The barrel may be pinned off in there, right there, but it does. It reminds me a lot like a Walther PPK. It really does. Pretty neat. So you notice too, this right here is just kind of in limbo. That's the takedown things. To put it back on, you gotta kind of guide that back in there and push these two back in and get it to go. It's not too hard. You could get used to that, But as you can see, I didn't. Hopefully, I didn't fumble with it too much right here and make it look harder than it is. But yeah, all right. So that's just, it's just kind of a strange firearm, that's for sure. So I wanted to give you kind of a look at it. Thomas, AJ Ordnance Thomas. In fact, the funny thing is, if you look up in the 2014 the firearms, the firearms standard catalog of firearms catalog, it says that the AJ Ordnance has a delayed blowback action that is unique in every shot. So I remember a friend of mine, we were laughing about that one day. So unique in every shot. So yeah, all right. There you have it, a little look at it. I'm Bat Jack JW. Thanks for watching, you guys. Like, share, and subscribe.